Are you new to blockchain or you're still trying to understand it? And while researching, you just came across this word. Yes, 51% attack. That's what we will be talking about today. I will be answering you all your questions today. Stay tuned. Welcome to an amazing episode of Cryptocurrency Unmasked. My name is Prison and we will be talking about 51% attack today. Most people who are still trying to understand blockchain and Bitcoin and trying to understand that how it works, they always come across this word 51% attack, and it's really confusing. So let's get started. In order to understand 51% attack, it is important for us to understand the structure of blockchain and how it works, and how 51% attack can be a threat, theoretically, to a blockchain. Let's take a look at it. A blockchain is simply a distributed ledger. That means that it is the record of files or record of transactions that is distributed around the globe. Anybody who have a simple access to internet can access transactions happening on a particular blockchain. Let's take an example. In example of Bitcoin, whenever any transaction occurs, it goes into a record. We call it ledger here. Now, in that ledger, people who have access to the internet, they can actually look at the transactions. Now, if transactions are happening, who will be confirming them? In order to confirm them, there are confirmers. We call them miners in blockchain environment. Now, what miners do? Miners actually confirm the transactions and they make sure that no transaction is fraud. And how miners confirm those transactions? In order to confirm those transactions, they use their specifically designed computers in order to verify all those transactions by performing mathematical calculations. Now in blockchain, every transaction that is going into the ledger, which is publicly available, anybody can be a miner. That is, anybody can go ahead and use and set up their computers in order to verify those transactions. Now those miners who are confirming the transactions, they are forming a block. Those blocks are made up of confirmed or completed transactions. Now in this case, if person A send a Bitcoin to person B, that transaction will be recorded in a block which is confirmed by a miner. And in exchange for his effort, miner going to get a reward. In this case, in case of Bitcoin, they're going to get a reward in Bitcoins. So if many miners working independently or many miners working together, they are confirming those transactions, hence forming a blockchain. Let's try not to deviate from real subject, which is 51% attack. If you people want more information that how blockchain works, you can click on the link on your screens for more information. So let us come back to the real subject, which is 51% attack. Now, whenever a miner is trying to confirm a transaction or trying to form a block, if it is working independently, it is not that efficient. So what miners do, they come together and form a group. In the world of blockchain, it is known as mining pools. A mining pool consists of 2 or more miners, or it can be hundreds or thousands of miners working together in order to form a block. And when they confirm all the transactions and form a block, they distribute the reward. Now let's take an example. If there are 2 people who are trying to confirm transactions at the same time, person A who is using an i7 core processor and person B who is using a dual core processor, according to you, who will be able to confirm transactions earlier? Yes, you are right. A person A who is using a computer that is running on i7 core processor will be able to confirm transactions earlier. Now let's try to take it on a bigger scale. Think there are 1,000 people who are trying to confirm transactions at the same time, but out of nowhere 510 people come together and form a group sharing their computational power in order to confirm the transactions. In that case, they will be able to confirm the transactions earlier, hence they can or they will be able to form a different blockchain which is deviated from a main blockchain. Look at the picture here. This happened in July 2014. 50% of the total population who were mining Bitcoin at that time, they formed a group in a mining pool and they were sharing actually the 50% of the total network power at that time. That is the total network hash rate at that time. Let's take an example. out of 100, if 51 form a group. In this case, if they spend Bitcoin, those transactions will go into a blockchain. That blockchain is in majority and is being controlled by those 51 people. They can double spend their coins. That means they will not let those transactions go through. The hard part, they can stop other miners from generating the blocks. That is, they can stop other miners from confirming the transactions, as they are adding all the transactions to their blockchain. Though a 51% attack in any blockchain is difficult to achieve, or we can say it's more theoretical rather than being practical, as in order to achieve such computational power to take over the network, to complete network which is distributed around the globe and many people are contributing to it, it's going to require a huge amount of computational power, a huge amount of supercomputers in order to take over the network. Though we cannot deny that it didn't happen, it happened in history of blockchain and cryptocurrencies. There are a few examples on the screen you can look at. The most recent that happened in case of cryptocurrency known as Verge with the symbol XVG, but 51% attack is moreover non-beneficial. Let's suppose if somebody managed to gain control of 51% of the network, in this case community will drop the blockchain. They will not trust the blockchain anymore. They will drop the coin, they will drop the cryptocurrency. People dropping themselves from the network or getting away from the network will bring down the value of cryptocurrency. So eventually a person who managed to gain control of 51% of the network will end up spending more than they actually achieve from it. So I believe this video helped you to understand 51% attack in blockchain. I request you to please subscribe this channel and like this video and share as much as you can. And if you have any further questions, please mention your questions in comments below. I will be answering them as soon as possible. That's all for now. Signing off.